Cue the music, let's go. I'm your boy Ro, OG member of the Orange Bowl Boys, and welcome to another successful triumphant edition of Student of the Game. Your Miami Hurricanes went on the road to Louisville and gave them the capital L. Over to the film, shall we? 3x1 look, including rush strength, pass strength, set to the field side, customary 11 set personnel, one running back, one tight end, which is Miami's customary front this season. Louisville on the back end, two safeties, okay, got it, but everybody knows who number 7 is. It's Xavier Restrepo, okay? And we've run this style of play before. Well, at the snap of the ball, boom, okay. Look at the attention it brings. DB1 sucks in. DB2 coming downhill. DB3, watch, he's coming downhill too. At this point, the ball's already being delivered by Cam Ward, and I just want to go ahead and appreciate the throw after this. But essentially, it was Xavier Restrepo and that quick threat. So I love the counter by Shannon Dawson, and it doesn't look much, but you wonder why Brown is getting wide open, high school wide open. Well, go ahead and back it up because, yeah, they sucked up the bait. Now, look at Cam. He's responsible here. So quick look, he knows he has two safeties. He already knows where the open window is going to be. So this is great anticipation and confidence. He keeps this boundary side safety just frozen just enough. So, bam, there's the throw. I love that throw by him, by the way. Just kind of off that back foot, riding it just a little, bringing the power, bringing the pain, and that's a first down. Felt we had a lot of open windows in the middle of the field. They manufactured that one from a play they used in the past. So this took points off the board. 3rd and 6. Mesh rail. You have a running back that's going to be running up the sideline, and it happens right here. Okay, now you have a couple different options. Tight ends respective right shoulder, you kind of inverse the mirror to kind of figure that one out, and Xavier Restrepo's right shoulder. If Arroyo and Restrepo's shoulders, if that's what you're aiming for, that's fine. You leave that little space in there for the DB to travel, okay, that's okay too, because he's got to either go around or come through. You can go shoulder to shoulder, or you can stand there. Ticky-tack, but this is what causes it right here once he goes ahead and extends his arms. I don't like the call at all. However, just got to clean that up because, again, offense was monumental on the day. That should have been, me saying bang right there, but ultimately clean that up for the following weeks. That's exactly why that play was called. Ticky-tack, but yes, I do agree that was the right call. Earlier on the Orange Bowl Boys show this week, my first 2 keys of the game revolved around this gentleman right here. I said in a land of pigeons, he was a peacock, and he emphatically shows his feathers on this play again. Now, the keys, well, you want to control the running game first. Number 2, especially from the safety position, I said you had to go ahead and watch your angles because if you do and you bring your protractor, that you could be an eraser. Okay, to the line of scrimmage first, and then we'll get to the safety. Left of the center is an A gap, left of the guard is a B gap, left of the tackle is a C gap. Historically and traditionally, you're trying to maintain gap integrity. You want to basically eye that gap, and you want to have a responsible party for it. Now, at the snap of the ball, Tyler Barron is going to go ahead and snap inside, so A gap, B gap. Okay, so I want you to see this. There's one guy knifing through a B gap. Your outside end is through the B gap, and now you have a Mike linebacker kind of shooting into the B gap. So you have 3 coming into the B gap, and where's this bounce? Well, it bounces out to the C. There was a C gap bubble there. So, okay, that's fine. Now, you needed to be an eraser from the safety position. You needed to take the right angle. You needed to take this play out where it stood. That's not what happens. Watch the angle. I said you needed to be acute when you came downfield. That was more oblong and obtuse, and that leads to 7 points for the offense. This is just such an exquisite play by the University of Miami. From their empty set, Louisville's going to go ahead and drop 7 into coverage. They're bringing 4. Offensive line does a remarkable job. 11 set personnel, but Cam McCormick up here to the boundary side with Damian Martinez. So this is where your tight end and running back are located. Miami has shown this on film where they can come out empty. Their soup du jour is that 11 set personnel. Now, at the point of attack, offensive line doing a really, really good job. There you go. And then this is when Cam Ward is doing Cam Ward things, okay? Everything's pretty much covered. All right, I want to get back to this. There's a couple plays on this I want to highlight, but just extends, and now he's paying attention, looking up, right? And he sees the arm from Jacoby George going up. He's walking astutely to the back of the sideline. He's coming across the field. And then, boom, there's that just quick trigger. Great job right there by Jacoby George staying inbounds. Great job right there by Cam Ward all the way around. Now, a couple of things. You miss things, and I know Louisville had basically a gripe later on in the game because they thought something was a hold. But just watch here at the top of the screen, okay? And this happens. Miami needs to start sending this to the ACC League as well, especially when it comes to Xavier Restrepo, because I've noticed this the last, several weeks. They're super and uber aggressive with him. Watch here. Right when he goes ahead and makes this move, watch this. Just grab him and kind of just, turn him around. That's illegal contact downfield. Now, I know that the play and the touchdown went down here, so that's one thing that you see. I see that time and time again. Now here, illegal hands to the face. Watch this, and boom, head snaps back right there. That's coming up underneath the face. So refs are going to miss stuff, and I know the University of Miami has been taking a lot of flack and heat, but I'm just telling you, I watch their plays religiously through week to week. It goes both ways, gentlemen. So on early downs, Louisville loves to change the post-snap window from a 2 safety look and drop it down to a 1 safety look and basically kind of slam downhill to aid and support in the run game. Now, where defense has some things to shore up their angles and responsibilities, when you see something like this is impressive from the University of Miami, and it doesn't look like much. It's going to be a successful throw from Cam Ward. But pay attention to the running back, Damian Martinez. Now, look, he's on the 3rd level. This is 1st, 2nd, 3rd. They're rotating from a 2 post-snap to a 1. All right, but watch. Here comes the play fake. There you go. Scans, immediately kicks out. Okay? Running back is there. Do you know how good that is? And then you take advantage of the single high rotation, because I felt like Miami could exploit Louisville on this if they caught them just right, and this is catching them just right. You literally have this rotation, you come across, and boom, Xavier Restrepo in the seam. A lot more room right there when you have a single high safety in the middle of the field if you can find that seam. So good job, caught them there. Great job by the running back coming across and meeting that safety and saying hello. You have to absolutely tip your cap to Shannon Dawson here, because this is absolutely a scripted and designed play utilizing tempo. Yeah, I firmly believe that. They came up to the middle of the field when big plays happen. I feel with tempo, they had a good feeling they were going to get what they wanted in the back end. In this case, it's quarters coverage. And you got to applaud the design here, because it's smashed to the top of the screen. And I'll explain. You have your outside wide receiver 1. He's going to stay short. Wide receiver 2 is going to run a corner. And it's going to look the same thing down here. You're going to run a corner route, and then you're going to go ahead and use smash. So DBs have seen that so many times, and this is a beautiful wrinkle off of it, because at the snap of the ball, again, here's what happens. University of Miami using, initially, looks like it's going to be mirrored. It looks like it's going to do exactly the same thing. Oh, okie doke. And I'm telling you, it's designed, because when you have this and you have the corner there, you have the corner there, you kind of got those guys, sucked up into those 2 wide receiver options from their slot positions, and you leave the Red Sea. You might as well be Moses. Wait for it. Bang. Absolutely tip your cap to Shannon Dawson. Great play. I was asked a very specific request this week in terms of the defense. The question was, Ro, what's going on with our defense when the opposing offenses are going in motion? It seems like we're giving up more routine big plays than not. Let's take that in part, shall we? And we'll look at a play here where, yes, they use motion, and yes, it's a big play. It's 3rd and 3. Put that in the back pocket for now. And just so you know, there's going to be a coverage call. So secondary has a coverage call. They're responsible for things. Linebackers have calls, and, the defensive line. Sometimes they work in tandem. Sometimes they're autonomous of each other, right? But when a team goes in motion, regardless of what the call we have, the defensive call that we have, you're going to auto-direct, and you're going to have rules of engagement. So it kind of shrinks down your playbook, right? How are we going to go ahead and defend a motion? This was from a boundary side wide receiver who's now going here. So what did the University of Miami do? Well, they initially had 7 in the box, but when you take this, what did you do? You loosen the box numbers, because when you're running this wheel, you're taking a defender with you. So now I call this an anatomy of a bad play. All right, there's a couple different factors, a myriad of factors, but the motion accentuated it because you loosened up the box count. So now Louisville, they're running a RPO, and you can kind of tell by the way the offensive line, they're not trying to shoot off more than those 3 yards downfield. They're trying to hold their own before they do this. You have the ability to keep this and throw this to the tight end. So it's a good play design too. But here's why I think it's an anatomy of a bad play. First things first, at the mesh point, you might want to crash down on the speedier running back and take your chances with a quarterback. That's just preferential, so we lose it here. Then here, okay, at the linebacker position, we're literally following this out into the flat, and I feel like we're a little stiff-hipped to get back into the play. And then again, having safeties who are erasers, just not having it right now. So here's the other thing. Watch it again. At the snap of the ball, 3rd and 3, whatever the coverage call was, he has his back to the actual line of scrimmage. Remember, you loosen the box count, so what is it doing? You're isolating players one-on-one in space. And then when you don't have somebody, okay, eyes are turned, now you realize, oh, it's a run, and by the time, instead of getting it somewhere around here, we're late, and then it gets an unnecessary extra 10 to 15 yards downfield. So anatomy of a bad play, what is the motion doing? It depends from play to play, but on here, just isolated a couple guys in space. I just don't understand where we are. In relationship here, too, having sight of the quarterback, you're just looking at the drops. 1, 2 out there, ball's coming out already. Okay, so little cushion off at the top. We're not even in the screen right now, not even reading this right. Bad angle. Just some really bad angles in the secondary today. Really bad angles. Now, University of Miami utilizing motion as well, coming in from the boundary, motioning across. Now, what is it doing? It's taking a defender with it in man coverage. They're still going to have 7 in-the-box defenders, but it doesn't matter because when you're strong at the point of attack and your rush strength is here and you're pulling some serious beef, moo, because here we go. Moo, move him. So the first one right here is going to stutter him. Bam, okay? Now, this was a tandem that switched off from your left tackle. Welcome back, big man. And then next you know, this is going to get on the ground. So, bam, let the bodies hit the floor. Mark Fletcher hitting the hole with reckless abandon. However, I do want to back this up because, again, safety, okay? They had their own version of anatomy of a big play. They're literally getting folded up at the point of attack. This is Miami just being more physical right now. Bodies hitting the floor. But now you're getting this play. This was the man running in motion across the formation. You leave that C gap open. But here's the difference, okay? Here's the difference. This is a bad play. Miami wins at the point of attack. Can you erase it? What does their safety do? Let's watch. Comes downhill, makes the tackle. Okay. See, this is a great play, but I want to accentuate it for another reason, okay? It's going to be a quick clip. When you go head up on Miami, Miami's built really tough. Here you go. Nothing fancy, no motions. They're just trying to line up and beat you mano-a-mano. And look what happens. Miami's holding up well, not really giving too much ground. Win it right here from the defensive tackle position, and bang, right? Put the ball on the floor, and we go ahead and get it. Okay, I know what I'm going to get on YouTube as far as the comments. They're like, Ro, you know you had a clip where you didn't say anything. No, that's called a ninja bomb. That's just a clip where I have no words and I just let it play, and you guys figure out the rest. But here we go, back to the offensive side of the ball. And I'm going to just add some commentary to this. I feel like I'm bipolar today when I watch the offense and then when I watch the defense. So bear with me. But here you go. Ace gun 2x2 look. They're going to be on the back end. They're really like in a man zero spy look. He's just spying quarterback Cam Ward. Everybody else is in man coverage. And I'll tell you, this is an exquisite ball, exquisite catch. This is just great continuity between these two. DB, you got to just tip your cap to the offense, meaning us, because there's really nothing else you could do here. I mean, you're in that back pocket. You're there in phase. That's just, when they say there's no defense for a perfectly thrown ball, that's what they mean. Now, the damage here, or the danger zone, could have been from here. But I like how the University of Miami shores up a little thing, because I'm always looking like, how could that play not have worked? Know your worst nightmare. I've said it on this channel for years and years. He's going to drive up, and when he stems, this is Jacoby George, when he stems up here, he's occupying DB1 long enough so he has to accept this, because we've seen this earlier in the year against Virginia Tech, right? It was this defender that breaks off the one and brackets Xavier Restrepo. But by rushing up, really, this touchdown was set up right here. Even though you didn't receive the ball, Jacoby George needs to go ahead and get an assist on this, because him stemming up on his wide receiver, holding, by the way, too, but there's typically holding on every call. Bang. See, now on the motion here, you're just trying to isolate a more speedy counterpart to who's coming in motion. I do want to point out something, too. because earlier University of Miami got points taken off the board when you had an offensive PI call. Again, if you're ticky-tack, but you got to kind of call this both ways. I mean, because this is a guy basically jumping back to make an attempt. Now, in his defense, he was bad at what he did. He didn't get like really a clean shot, but still, he impeded a little bit of the of the route of the linebacker there. So once again, you're just trying to isolate. Looking across the board when you see this, I think Louisville is in a good feeling here that it's man across the board. So man. So when they go in motion and they see a Mike linebacker running with it, that's the whole play. And snap it here. They're going to try to add that rub element to it. Look, he's jumping back to go ahead and make a tackle. He just missed it. Keeps the linebacker step slow. University of Louisville comes back and ties it at this point. It's 38-38. Miami has a wonderful dichotomy on offense. Yes, it can spread you out. It's got many explosive elements. Cam Ward brings that to you, but the Mario influence is still there. 45-38, 1st and 10. This is just big boy football. Hat on hat, bang, pushing things around, tough nose running back, a couple missed tackles, dragging a few more guys into the end zone. That was impressive run by Damian Martinez. Impressive by the offensive line. That would be the final touchdown for the University of Miami, who would make it 52 points at this point. Nothing more to say. Bang. And this is going to be the last clip of the evening. University of Miami is going to win 52-38. I'm your boy, Ro, OG member of the Orange Bowl Boys. And usually you don't have two guys running out on a running back like that. I guess, maybe. Stay safe out there, my friends. Bang.